Hi, welcome back to Becoming Holistically Whole. My name is Christine, and as promised in my last video, I am setting up our first video to cover one of those themes that we talked about. So, for any of you that are new here, the themes that we will be looking at, I've kind of put together some themes with days. So, there's about 5 of them that I think I'm going to try to follow. And depending on when I'm recording, that'll be the theme that we have. So, like Mondays will be Mental Health Monday. Wednesdays will be Wellness Wednesday. That's when we'll maybe look at some nutrition type things or lifestyle changes for your diet. Friday would be Fit Friday. And today, when you're seeing this, is actually Friday. So, today's topic will be Fit Friday. And that's with getting your body moving. Saturday will be Social Saturday, and Sunday will be something with your spiritual wellness. So, with today being Fit Friday, we're going to cover the topic of getting your body moving. Now, a lot of us have been pretty sedentary since, everything that happened in 2020. So, let's go ahead and talk about how can we get up and get ourselves moving once again. I noticed for myself that and sitting often, it's a little bit more challenging sometimes. I find myself more winded when I'm trying to walk upstairs or whatever the case may be. So I really need to be focusing on that. And as I said in my introductory video, I'm going to be working on these things right along with you. Excuse me. Right along with you. So, I will talk to you about my own struggles. You can leave your struggles in the comments or whatever help you need. I want this to be interactive. I want it to be a safe place for you to come and be able to talk about these things and to move in the right direction of health and wellness. So with today being Fit Friday, we're going to talk about getting your body moving. So what is the importance of movement with your body? Well, many of you may know, well, yes, we have to move because it helps keep us healthy, right? Physically, but it also helps to keep us mentally healthy. When you're moving your body, as a mental health counselor, I tell a lot of individuals who are struggling with depression or anxiety to go ahead and get their body moving. That movement, anything that kind of elevates your heart rate a little bit, helps burn off some of that energy that you may feel when you're anxious, or it can help build those endorphins, those feel good endorphins, to help you if you're feeling depressed. And if you get up and you get out and you're not allowing yourself to stay in bed and kind of isolate, that's going to help you feel better mentally as well. The physical effects of it, obviously, when you are maybe doing toning exercises or Pilates or whatever it is that you choose to do, that can also help build your self-esteem, which is also good for your mental health. Physically, it has wonderful benefits. We're all supposed to move our body at least 30 minutes a day. That's what they say. So 30 minutes a day doing whatever it is that you like to do. It's usually they want you to have something that, elevates your heart rate. But the biggest part of getting your body to move, I think, is making sure that you are committing to yourself, showing up. 50% of, at least that's how I feel, in my opinion, let me put it that way. 50% of getting your body moving is showing up for you. That's the hardest part. So when I talk to my clients about mental health and getting their body moving, I start out slow with them. Just show up. A lot of individuals can say, well, I couldn't go past 15 minutes, or I couldn't go past 5 minutes, or I couldn't do what everybody else was doing. Let's not compare ourselves to everybody else. Let's meet ourselves where we are. Let's show up every single time for ourselves. And if you make it through 5 minutes, great. The next time you show up for yourself, push yourself for 6 minutes. And gradually you are going to increase that time, and any movement that you make is beneficial to your body. So when we think about where do we start? Well, let's try to be intentional about our time. I know with my private practice that I own, I have to be intentional about setting up time for myself to be physical and move my body, because if not, there's a million things that can push that aside. So as I'm starting out this journey with all of you, I'm intentional about making time for myself in my schedule to work out. Now, that may not be a consistent time every day. Could be 10 a.m. one day, could be 1 o'clock the next day, could be 6 p.m. Whatever it is, I'm being intentional about scheduling that time in as if it was an appointment. So I know that sometimes we can look at our schedules, we can say, well, I just don't have time. You have to be able to make time. 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you can fit in. You can do a mile walking in 15 minutes, as you progress, obviously, through. You can do that 15 minutes, get your body moving. Another thing that, might be helpful is figuring out what you would like to do. What is it that you like to do as far as movement? Do you want to do yoga? Do you want to do walking, Taebo, kickboxing, Pilates, bar, whatever it is? What do you want to do? What do you find exciting? What's going to keep you motivated, right? Maybe find a buddy who wants to work out with you. That would be great. That holds you accountable, Or maybe you don't want a buddy and you want to do it by yourself. That's okay too. So the first step is in getting started, and where I get started, is finding out exactly what you want to do. Then putting that into your calendar and being intentional about it. Some of the other things that we talked about is just being kind to yourself as well. That's important. When, sometimes when we're doing new things, we can have a tendency to be a little harsher on ourselves. So like I was saying earlier, if you can't do 15 minutes of exercise or 30 minutes of exercise, do 5. Move to 6 and 7. Don't compare yourself to other people. And if your head wants to, give you these intrusive thoughts of, well, you're not doing this right, or you're not good enough, or this isn't okay because it's only 5 minutes and you didn't do 15 minutes, your job is to help stop those thoughts and to just remind yourself, I'm showing up for myself every single day. I'm making a choice and commitment to me to be healthy. So one of the things that I think is important too is journaling. So I'd like to introduce you all to journaling. Now, you may or may not want to do this, and that's okay. But I think that part of our time together when I come to visit you all is I'm going to have a journal prompt at the end of my videos. Now, you can participate in that, or you can just decide that that's not something you want to do, and that's okay. Those are choices that you need to make for you. But if someone does want to journal, I think it's healthy to journal. I think it allows you to process through what changes you're trying to make, what behaviors you're trying to change. And your journal could be anything. It could be a 25-cent notebook you picked up. Okay, it could be, I've got a couple examples here. It could be a small journal like this. It's just when you opened it up, it's lined inside. You can use that to go ahead and write down how you're feeling, like what was the behavior that you're trying to change, what was the struggle, what was the struggle that you were having in trying to implement this new behavior change. Why do you want to implement this behavior change? How did you show up for yourself this week in doing that? I think once you start to write these things out, it digs a little deeper inside, and it may help you unravel some of the reasons why maybe you aren't able to follow some things through, why you could be successful in doing some of these things. Another type of journal is one like this. It's a little bit bigger, but again, it's just lined inside. It's lined paper. No big deal. Or it could be plain like this, just a plain notebook. Whatever suits you, whatever works for you, if that's what you want to do, is participate in the journaling piece of it. I think that would be a wonderful opportunity. So, start out small. Start out showing up for yourself 2 or 3 times a week. Show up for yourself 5 times a week. You need to decide what that starting point is. Okay? Don't look at everybody else and what their starting point may be. what's going to work for you. But I want you to kind of push yourself. So if you can do 3 days, don't do 2, do 3. Build yourself up to 5 and 6 days a week, where this way you're showing up for yourself, you're holding yourself accountable, and you're doing this because you love you, right? You have to love you before anybody else can love you, right? Or before you can love anybody else truly. So let's go ahead and get our bodies moving. Drop down in the comments below, maybe the commitment, if you feel comfortable, the commitment that you're making to yourself. How many days a week do you want to show up? What do you think might be a struggle for you? Let's have some interaction. Let's talk about these things. Let's help each other. But I want you to remember that this is a safe place. It's a non-judgmental place. We're here to help each other and hold each other up. Okay? So let me hear what you're doing. I'm going to commit to 5 days a week. And right now, somewhere between 15 and 30 minutes a day is what I'm going to commit to. So when we come back to Fitness Friday, I'll give a recap on how I did. You all can let me know how you did, how the journal prompts worked, if you're journaling, or let me know what else you want to talk about when it comes to Fit Friday. Please make sure that you're taking care of you, and I look forward to coming back and talking to you all.